Alright, we are hopping into an Ikoria draft. I have put together a black-white Lurrus companion deck. We'll see how it goes. It's pretty reliant on Lurrus, I think, as you might imagine for that style of deck. We've got one Corpse Churn in here to keep Lurrus in play, but if he gets exiled or killed twice, then we might run into a lot of trouble. This looks fine though. 3 lands. Got a nice little curve. Alright, let's go with a Serrated Scorpion. Our opponent thinks very hard about playing a land and then passing. Alright. We'll get this is one of those cases where if I go with Spontaneous Flight on it, Lifelink is actually really good. So I think I'm going to go with that. And then we can trade it off and get it back with Death Touch with Lurrus if we regret that choice. I think at this point he's considering the likelihood of a combat trick like Unlikely Aid. Which he's correct. Alright, I don't need to play Spontaneous Flight. I guess I should... I don't really have any recursion. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Lurrus. I don't want it to expose him until I'm ready to recast something. Nice. Oh, it's gonna be hard to raise me with the life linker, but he's welcome to try. Sprite Dragon's dangerous. That's worth the pacifism, I think. So these decks usually run a lot of damage-based removal, which is a little awkward for him, because if he chooses to kill anything of mine, then Lurrus can just recur it. In this case, I think I will... Let's see, it doesn't have first strike yet, so I can just... Nope. That would trade if I cast Spontaneous Flight. So we'll get in for some flying damage, go to a healthy 25, and then block if he attacks. Trade away the Scorpion for 2 points of damage. He has a Voracious Great Shark, then we might be in trouble. Just gonna cast this Avai Sabertooth. Yep. Well, guess what? I have mana because all my stuff in my deck's really cheap. Oh, I'm glad he didn't cast that Long Serpent. I wonder what he's cycling for. Something like that, I guess. So that clears the way for us to cast Lurrus. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to draw a card and discard a card, you could have done that with other things. Alright, so he's down to 4 life, effectively. Got my Lurrus, which is fair. Ooh, it's a dark bargain. That's really unhelpful auto-tapping game. Why would you eat up both of my sources of white? So Springjaw Trap gets us really close to winning. Blade Banish is a good safety measure against big stuff, but not really helpful right now. Put 2 cards in my hand. I'm gonna take it anyways. And so my hope is, so I could attack right now, and he would be able to kill one of my guys and let the other through, or kill neither of them, because this doesn't have double strike normally. But no, this doesn't make sense as an attack. Oh, it does, because it's got vigilance anyways. So if he goes to kill my Rumbler, then I've basically won. I'll just have to lose the Scorpion on my next turn and Springjaw Trap him. If he goes to block Serval with the Facet Reader and kills the Scorpion, then I've lost on this gambit, but that's okay. I was gonna get rid of the Scorpion anyways. He goes for it. Alright, well let's put that 1 point of damage on the Momentum Rumbler. So I get in, he goes to 5. And now if I just drain 2 more points of damage, then he'll be within Springjaw Trap range. Admittedly, I could take quite a bit of damage here. No Lava Cycler, so I'm okay. Let's see. So if I cast it now, he can't convolute it. It's not likely he'll be able to convolute anyways, though. It's just too cheap to convolute. I will save it as a surprise. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is done. Surprised me with some kind of life gain. I don't think there's life gain in these 2 colors. Alright, we'll target the Rumbler and throw our Scorpion for the last 2. It worked. digs. Got him. Heightened reflexes. Alright, we should concede. Oh, we're in gold tier limited rank. So good. So that definitely felt like enough lands. I'm running 20, or not 22, 16. And I got up to 6 mana anyways, so I think we're okay. It's not great. Could be worse, but could be a lot better. I'm going to play the Springjaw Trap, and I'm going to hope that it deters him from playing anything interesting. Maybe he'll hold off playing his good cards until they're big enough to survive Springjaw Trap. That'll just buy me some stupid time. Alright, so this is probably something mutate-y. These colors are probably the best for making mutation monsters. Oh, or he can just run right into a Glowstone Recluse. Let's see, so I can Springjaw Trap right now, or I can let him mutate. Mutate costs are a lot cheaper usually, so that would actually be kind of dumb. But if he mutates, then I can just Blade Banish, so we'll do that. I'd like to get rid of Glowstone Recluse and whatever he mutates onto it. And if he doesn't mutate, then we'll just kill a Springjaw Trap. I'm willing to take 2 damage to test the waters on what he wants to do. He just passes. Alright. Death to Recluse. Wanna spend a combat trick? You're welcome to. Alright, you got it. So we could Lurrus and replay the trap right now. I think I'm going to wait though. I would like to do the same thing as before. Again, more than happy to take 2 damage to test the waters, see if I can get a 2-for-1. He doesn't seem to be biting for it though. He is fully aware that Springjaw Trap will kill him. Or his monster at least. Which is fine. Going 1-for-1 with Springjaw Traps is basically what I want to do. I'd much rather kill that, so... Makes me a little worried about what else he has in his hand if that's what he wants to bait my removal with. It's, not ideal. Alright, so I'm gonna go with Lurrus. He probably will, I'm assuming, play Ram through and kill Lurrus. He goes for the Great Horn. That's fine. I'm going to Blade Banish on his turn with this, because I want him to... I still want to see if he'll go for a Ram Through. And if he casts a Ram Through on the Great Horn targeting Lurrus, then I can get rid of the Great Horn. Lurrus survives another day, etc., etc. He doesn't attack. That's fine with me. Saves me 5 life. Unfortunately, I can't really stack these damage triggers with the Springjaw Traps. It takes a bit too much mana for me to hit both of them. 8 total. So we're pretty well set up to deal with whatever he wants to do at this point, except play counter spells. If he counter spells, then we're in trouble. Okay, this is absolutely fine. He will destroy one of our Springjaw traps, which we can just get right back. And then we can Blade Banish this thing. Let's go ahead and do that now. Before he plays a land from its hand and has Keep Safe mana up. Keep Safe is probably a good reason why I should have just done this earlier, but I got the 2 for 1. I mean, technically it's a 1 for 1 because he destroyed my thing, but I get my thing back, so it's all good. We'll recover some of that health we lost. Play out the thing that was destroyed, and let's put some board pressure on. Actually, put quite a bit of pressure on. I'm going to go with Death Touch here, because if he plays something to stabilize, then I'll still be able to attack. Lifelink might have been a good play. Oh, he has his own Springjaw trap. Goodbye, Lurrus, for now. Nice. Let's go ahead and swing. Let's see. So I want to Springjaw trap his face, I think. That way when I replay Lurrus with Corpse Turn, I can immediately toss a Springjaw trap back into play. Make sure I get the extra card play before he plays any removal. So this is 6 damage already on the board, so he's really only at 6 health remaining. He can get life. Black has a bit of life gain, so that's not a guaranteed thing. But being this low is a little precipitous. Alright, well, instead of going for his face, I'm going to hit the mole. I expect something here to keep it alive. Or maybe he's just trying to work through. Okay. Now we know what it is. Let's try it again. That seems fine to me. All right. Get in for a lot. Instead of playing the Scorpion, I'm just going to go for the Corpse Churn. I want to do it before he untaps, though. Maybe I just leave it as a surprise. It doesn't have Convolute mana up, so I think it's just kind of... He'll have to have a counter spell for Lurrus, and that's that. And if he's countering Lurrus, he's having a hard time blocking all this nonsense. Yep. Good times. I think Springjaw Traps with Lurrus is pretty nasty. I haven't had a chance to really abuse this before, but I like how it works. This looks okay. Not amazing, but I think we can work with this. Cycles his Vantasaur, looking for early game stuff. Oh, well, we might just have an easy win if he can't find his next land. Unfortunately, we have a three power drop here to really punish his stumble. We'll go with Boot Nipper with lifelink. He does find a 2 mana. Let's see if he can catch back up. I fully expect Divine Arrow here, or Fire Prophecy. Alright, well that's pretty rough. Got a cycle. Alright. He's gotta stabilize the board versus dire tactics and pacifism. I think this is literally impossible. Yeah, that's rough. Alright, so we're 3-0 so far. That's pretty good. If we can get to 4, then we'll be doing well. Let's see how high we can take this. Honestly, doing a lot better than I expected for a Lurrus deck, but I guess it's really only 2 wins that I can count. The third was just kind of coincidence. This looks fine. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with being able to keep a 2-lander for this style of deck. Let's go ahead and play the Springjaw Trap. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine just trading with whatever he plays. I'm gonna put lifelink on this one. I think the lifelink is valuable, and anything he plays on turn 2 probably is going to trade with it regardless. And I can get Death Touch on this one. Hitting those lands. Alright, for this, I could be just running into an Essence Scatter, so I'm just going to play the Boot Nipper rather than the General's Enforcer. Wow, that's so shocking. I'm happy with that. You know, that doesn't add anything to his board. My Boot Nipper stays in play, keeps attacking him. And I can just replay it with Lurrus, so the moment he taps out, well, he is red, so the moment he taps out, I can play Lurrus, and then he'll just shock it with Fire Prophecy or Flame Spill, but then I can Corpse Churn, so that's my plan. Glimmerbell, that's makes me immediately regret having my Boot Nipper have lifelink. Oh, let's just play a Savai. That's big enough to trade with a Glimmerbell, so let's see what he does next. There's that Fire Prophecy. I think he's looking for a land to hold up Essence Scatter. He tapped his mana pretty intentionally there. So if he plays a land, then I think we can assume it's not safe to play Lurrus. He did not, though. 1 blue cannot stop something, so we're just going to run out Lurrus. He'll probably eat some removal, but it is what it is. We can Corpse Churn it, that's why I put it in the deck. That being said, I'm not really thrilled with how this game's progressed so far. I think I need 1 more land to really be comfortable. Okay. That's not good. Sleeper Dart doesn't really do much to Dreamtail Heron other than tax his mana, which is probably worth it. Or it might just be worth it to get my creature right now. So I really want to draw a land off of Sleeper Dart is what I want. It's a bit of a gamble, but making him use his blue I think is pretty valuable. That's not how I want to tap. We didn't get there. So that wasn't great, but it puts us one closer to hitting 4 lands. I think I might want to go up to 17 lands. Hitting your 4 drop is pretty great with this deck because I've got so many 2 drops. Having 4 lands lets me really accelerate the rate at which I'm putting stuff out. Plus, it's kind of key for Springjaw Trap. So yeah, I think it was a mistake to try 16. I haven't had many mana issues so far, but I think... Man, he's really digging for stuff. There we go. Got that Fire Prophecy mana. Or not. Alright, well, Sleeper Dart will continue taxing his mana and drawing me cards. And I forgot to make it not tap my swamp. Oh, Dire Tactics is really good. Looking forward to casting that next turn. And in the meantime, we are getting our hits in, so this situation is kind of really okay. Continues cycling. Could be really bad once he gets to all his lands, though. Like if he just sits on Voracious Great Shark now, it's a little rough. Alrighty. Goodbye, Lurrus. Okay. So, I can just run into counter spells here. If he has a counter spell, it'd probably be Convolute or Keep Safe. Keep Safe would be really bad. I need to know if he has that. If he has Convolute, then I can go to combat, swing, wait for him to untap the Heron, and then Dire Tactics it. If it's Keep Safe, though, I need to know now. And if this goes through and I can hit him for 2, then I might just have him dead with what I've got. Okay. Well, let's see if we can punch. We can. I just need another land now. It's not a land. You want to trade? He does want to trade. That's acceptable. Let's go ahead and play out another threatening creature. I probably should just do the Sleeper Dart to draw. It's fine. What you got? Land Lava Cycler? Surge would be pretty cool. Not what he needs. Alright, so that's probably game. I need some way to gain life next turn or to destroy my Springjaw traps. Yeah, there's that Great Shark I was worried about, but just way too late. Cool. Ooh, the face. Okay, I think that's a good game. Spring jaw traps, real good. But yeah, definitely want to hit that fourth land a little more reliably. So let's go ahead and put back in. What do I want to take out? Spontaneous Flight's been alright at getting some of that chip damage in. Not sure how I feel about Mutual Destruction. Sleeper Dart's been okay. I think our deck is kind of, it looks scary though and aggressive, so they're not going to be tapping too much. It is a recurring card draw every turn though. I don't think I can cut any of my creatures, we just don't have that many in this deck, so I should leave those in, and for that reason I think I'll cut the Mutual Destruction. I'm not really happy throwing my creatures at their creatures. I'd rather play Pacifism or Divine Arrow or Sleeper Dart or Dire Tactics. Yeah, we've got a fair amount of removal. All right, so let's see. We want plains or swamps. I think we've been pretty good on both. Like everything only costs single. Our Divine Arrow costs white, so let's put in extra plains. And the reason I use that logic is because I want that extra white so that I can cast a white spell and a white combat trick. Combat tricks are the type of spell that you want to cast doubles. You want to cast something and a combat trick. Oh, this is okay. I need a swamp still, but could be doing worse. I've got Savai Sabertooth to put pressure on. We're playing against Gigantha. I don't really know what those decks look like other than a bunch of stuff and then a 5/5. So I guess we'll hope to draw that Blade Banish for his Gigantha. You want to trade? I'll trade. He wants to trade. That is a good choice. We will go main serval. Serrated Scorpion. I don't know if it's actually a good choice for him. I can just get that back with my Lurrus, so slowing him down I think is a pretty worthy goal. We'll get Death Touch. This deck looks like it's... If it's got ramp with that Skull Prophet, I think it's going to have some bigger creatures that I need to worry about. Specifically with the Sponder's Enclave, I need to immediately Mutual Destruction anything that has 4 or greater power. Otherwise he'll just draw all the cards. Fortunately, I have a Serrated Scorpion that's custom built at throwing into my enemies. Okay, Glowstone Recluse. This is a good card. We're just gonna go ahead and get some value here. This Lurrus isn't guaranteed to survive next turn. I don't think I'm fine throwing my Boot Nipper away for this Farfinder, so I can't really attack, unfortunately. If he mutates on the Glowstone Recluse, it'll probably be, it'll definitely be power 4 or greater, so I'll just have to kill that with Mutual Destruction. He didn't. He plays Gigantha. Which is a good opportunity for me to get some replay value with Lurrus, so we will Mutual destruction. Losing my Scorpion. Get some damage in. And then let's go to combat and actually let's I'll offer up this exchange. He can kill something of mine if he wants. This the question is, which would I like to play? Serrated Scorpion or Savai Sabertooth? I really like the Scorpion for the guaranteed damage. If I go here, though, I can play another Scorpion. And hopefully Lurrus doesn't get ram-through'd. He didn't last turn, so I think it's a good guess that he won't this turn. It's flying hexproof. Okay. Well, let's just swing in with the Boot Nipper then. He either takes damage or loses a valuable creature. We'll play Dark Bargain. Oh, well, we'll put the Savai Sabertooth in our graveyard. And play... we'll go Savai Sabertooth. So unfortunately, pacifism's not a great answer to the Recluse. It is a good answer, because it'll stop whatever he mutates onto it and get a level 2 for 1 there, but he will be able to Bonder's Enclave off of it for the rest of the game. So I hope instead that I can Springjaw Trap the Recluse before he can mutate. So it depends on what he does here. If he goes to mutate the Mamba, then I'll lose Lurrus and be able to kill the Glowstone Recluse. Which it looks like I can. So I got 6 mana, so I can play the Springjaw Trap, spring it, and play the trap again, which is a pretty great deal. Or I can trap his Mamba and save the Glowstone, or save the Lurrus. But I've already gotten a lot of value off of Lurrus. I think this is better. Just hope he doesn't have like a fully grown or something. Okay. It is what it is. We'll get the trap back. Oops. I want the opposite of that. I'll just swing with everything. He can kill something, but it's going to be a trade for pretty much anything else besides this. So I'm getting in a lot of damage for, yeah, for a pretty low price. Oh, he might just not have mutate. Okay. Sweet. We got there. I like these Savai Sabertooths. Alright, 5-0. Let's see if we can get to 7. I'm a little bit disappointed that once again our best showing in draft is black-white. I keep saying I should try and avoid playing that because I always do. But it seems like they're good colors. Having black and white's removal is just really nice. This is about all there is to it. I say as I win most of my games with Springjaw Trap, a colorless piece of removal that any deck can play. This is a great, great hand. Like, real good. Playing against more Giganta. We've got Dire Tactics for that, but that's gonna punch us pretty hard for 5 because we don't really have humans in this deck. Maybe we'll draw General's Enforcer for our turn 3 play. Coil Bug. Do I look like I... Oh, yeah, we'll trade. Alright, Lurrus, don't die. One time. we've got some good removal here, so this seems okay. Play a sleeper dart. And we drew a land. How nice. Oh, I'd better make sure not to Divine Arrow this Caprador. Or Springjaw Trap it. These would be bad things. That's too bad. What else you got? Nothing. Alright, well, I don't have a lot of good options right now. I think we are going to use the Sleeper Dart on the Caprador. It's too bad that Lurrus got exiled, so my corpse turn's not helpful anymore. I think we're going to lose this one. There's the Gigantha. So, I'm pretty obviously going to get rid of this. We'll lose 5. We got a Serrated Scorpion. We are the luckiest. Alright, so now we can Mutual Destruction. We have a Flash permanent, so we can do this during his turn. You gonna come at me? No, I didn't really think so. He is on Blitz Leech mana, unfortunately. We're just gonna get rid of the Caprador. And the reason that we're gonna do this is because A, I want to attack, and even though he's got a thing that's gonna block, probably this Leech is probably just gonna kill our Sabertooth. I cannot... Oh, that's annoying. I can't Divine Arrow it, so I kind of need to use Mutual Destruction. Which apparently isn't going to work. The good news is we didn't get Blitz Leeched, so that's nice. I think we're going to need a solid footing in order to pull this out. Boot Nipper's good. Ish. Kind of good. I'm gonna get a Death Touch. And just sit back. We're just gonna have to wait this one out. Which is too bad, because that gives them time to play out a lot of good blockers. And our Boot Nipper's not really going to be able to attack even with the Death Touch, because Durable Coil Bug's not a profitable trade. Corpse turn. That's actually not bad. Serrated Scorpion's guaranteed 2 damage. Let's see, so if I swing now, that's very bad. A lot of terrible things happen. Let's wait. I don't know what I want a corpse turn for. I don't think there's really anything in this deck that's going to do great. The Serrated Scorpions probably get the closest. Boot Nipper for Death Touch is also an okay guess, but as long as he's got Durable Coil Bug, it's not going to work. Yeah, let's hope he doesn't have combat tricks. He's shown that he does, though, so I doubt that this is going to work. I need another Mutual Destruction, which I took out of my deck. Alright, it didn't work. If it was like spontaneous flight, I was prepared to just throw the Springjaw Trap at him, but it's not, so we're out of luck. We can still get a Pacifism, which can deal with a Caprador. Let's go ahead and use Corpse Churn. Got a boot nipper, so scorpion or boot nipper. Boot nipper actually might be the better choice here. More death touch means more attacks. Blade banish. Would have been really useful just a turn ago. Let's see. Still a good card. I think we'll probably be able to use it this game. So now my options, if he attacks here again, I can kill the coil bug and attack in for probably 7 damage. 6. He would eat the saber tooth and I would get in for 5. Isn't really worth it, especially not when he's sitting on a blitz leech if that's what he's doing. It's got to be some sort of combat trick or removal, or just all lands. Or I could save the Springjaw Trap, swing in, get 3 damage in, 3 more damage for 6, putting him to 4. Neither of those are really lethal, though. I think we just untap. Great. Coordinated strike would be pretty good here. I wonder if that goes in this deck. Does play a lot of creatures. I mean, not a lot of creatures, but they tend to be small and wide, so the numeric advantage is there. Okay, well, our window of opportunity is gone now that he's played another creature. And I think we simply lose. General's Enforcer. He has 8 in the air. Oh, he doesn't even have any creatures in an opponent's graveyard. It's got to be our own serrated. Alright, well, if he goes to pump one of these, we can Blade Banish. That's about all we have happening. Springjaw Trap would be hilarious. Great. Yeah, I think we can concede. We can't go around 2 more creatures. Yeah, so his resistance to removal is the real problem with that match. Plus removal of his own. It's his black and white cards that won him the game. Funny. I don't think I saw any red from him, even though he had the mountains. I wonder if he was just splashing for Ruinous Ultimatum. Max. Seems okay. Not great. Just okay. I like that Springjaw Trap. Let's see what he's got. So somehow I suspect he won't be willing to trade the Caprador for the Sabertooth. So I'm going to play the Serval, and since I have Flash over here, I can sit on this Mutual Destruction, which gets Flash from my Springjaw trap. I want to see if he goes for the Divine Arrow. Nope. Nice. That's annoying. Let's see, so... Do I want to get rid of the Caprador? Not yet. I will simply wait. I could have swung there, actually. I could have swung with a Serval. If he double blocked, then I could get all of that with a Mutual Destruction. I'm just going to go Lurrus and replay. Seems good. And I get to Serrated Scorpion. I guess I could have left up Mutual Destruction mana, but I think we're okay. There's nothing that I need to... I think I'd much rather fling the Serrated Scorpion than anything else anyways, so we'll save the destruction for a later turn. Oh, well, I guess I'm flinging a Sabertooth. Let's see. So I can't attack with the Lurrus as long as there's this extra blocker, but he does have Divine Arrow mana up. Divine Arrow mana is real. There's no reason to risk him. Like, I can Springjaw trap this guy to death if he doesn't have a way to deal with Lurrus. Let's see if he goes for a Divine Arrow on the Caprador now. Nope, he's suspicious. That's fair. I mean, the best value is simply to trap his face. I don't feel like there's anything that needs to be mutually destroyed yet. So, there we go. I mean, it's a lot of damage. Looks like we might just have a repeat of last turn. Got it. I think his hope there is that I would now be emboldened to block or attack with Lurrus. Now that he doesn't offer a clear trade on the board. Cool. I think I'm just gonna get rid of it, right? That way I can attack with everything. Sure. Whatever. Seems fine. Alright, so you could still have fight as one here. Oh, and I didn't really get anything from that attack, so that was kind of dumb. I should have... I think I meant to dire tactics first. That's okay. If he doesn't have any source of life gain, yeah. It's hard. Okay, can we get one more win before 2 losses? I think so. This has been going pretty smoothly so far. It's the perfect way to jinx your deck and just lose 2 matches really quickly, so let's run face first into that. I think it's impossible for this deck to lose. I think we're just guaranteed a 7th victory right now. It's really nice how our hand always contains 2 lands, which is exactly enough to cast all of our spells. Alright. Let's see how badly we've messed ourselves up with all that. 2 lands, no black, but Savai Sabertooth is fine. This could actually end up really poorly. We haven't gotten a solid footing in any of our games so far. Divine Arrow? Nope. Alright, let's get a main serval. Maybe we'll top deck a divine or a solid footing. That would be fine. I really want a swamp, but divine or a solid footing would be pretty solid. Alright, he's gonna sacrifice 4 life to draw some cards. If I can draw a swamp, that will not work out well for him. I didn't. Oh, it's like the immediate repercussions of my hubris. Glimmerbell. Checkpoint officer. Land. I mean, I guess I attack. It's not my favorite trade, but Lurrus is my 3-drop. And I don't know if white really has a way to kill Lurrus before I can get value off of this. Like, he can capture Spirit, he can Aether Gust it. Not Aether Gust. Gust of Wind? The blue one that puts it back in my hand. It'd be really annoying. And good. It'd be quite good. But without a follow-up counter spell, I can just replay it and just kill him with 4 more Springjaw traps. So, ooh, we did the thing. Alright, so we could just run into Voracious Great Shark here, which is not great, but also I would be kind of okay with that, because then I could, yeah. So obviously we're not going to attack, because Divine Arrow is the thing that will kill Lurrus. Still not going to attack. I'll play a Boot Nipper. We'll give it Death Touch. The best way to force damage through. I'm not really worried about my life total at the moment. Alright, what do you have? Caprador. And Neutralize. Well, the Divine Arrow is really terrible against Caprador. Or is it? I can Blade Banish it after I Divine Arrow. It's the big brain plays. So the big trouble he has right now is anything that he blocks, since I have Lurrus, I can just replay. It's a very lose-lose situation for him. Okay. This is yes. Yes, please. 1,000,000%. Death to the checkpoint officer. So play Boot Nipper or save mana. I'll just play Boot Nipper. If he had Ram through that style of effect, then I would save Dire Tactics and Mutual Destruction to kill his creature that he wants to target. But I think there's nothing that I need to respond to in terms of destroying his creature. If he pumps Caprador, that's fine. Like, I'm not worried about that sort of thing. Gust of Wind. What's that card? It's pretty good. Now he can, now he is in Voracious Great Shark territory, which is not going to be enough to save him. Okay. I think this is just Dire Tactics. Actually, it might just be Lurrus. Lurrus Dire Tactics. He can't counter Lurrus because he had to play a card. So, very bad news all around. I don't want to speak too early, but I think we have this one. Yeah, this is... If he does this, he's dead from Springjaw Trap. Alright. Let's see your lifelink. Or you concede. Alright, we did it. We did our best to jinx ourselves and it didn't work. Lurrus has been insanely good. I think if you can draft the right cards for it, and we did get pretty lucky with our picks, if you can draft the right cards for it, Lurrus is pretty obnoxious to handle. And we got pretty lucky in our matchups. I don't want to gloss over that. The red decks that we played against, and there were very few, did not have much burn that could have killed Lurrus. Like, the only time he got exiled and we couldn't get Lurrus back was with the Swallow Hole. So we got pretty lucky with him not just dying all the time. We did build our deck to take care of those situations too with the Corpse Churn, but he could have easily just been killed with the right matchup, and then this deck would have floundered. But yeah, Lurrus was fun. That's a good curve. Always having stuff to do at the beginning of the game. Those matches weren't really dull. There weren't a lot of situations where we were just waiting for something to draw that we could use. I think that happened once in all 8 of those games. So I liked it. This is going to be our Wednesday game, so I'll have a deck up on Friday. I've been messing around with a Gruul Trampoline deck, but I'm still working on that Mardu deck as well. So we'll see what we end up playing. But we'll be back on Friday. We'll see you then.